Hello students, good morning and welcome back to our channel where we have our English classes. I'm very happy and grateful to be here with you today. I'm teacher Fernanda and today we have conversation class. I hope you're doing fine, safe and sound at home. First of all, I want to thank God for this amazing week. It has been a very beautiful week and I hope that it continues to be an amazing week until it finishes. Okay, so I hope you're doing alright, and let's start with our class, which is staying calm in an emergency. We're going to learn the categories of emergencies, what to do in case of emergencies, and how to stay calm in these situations. What is considered an emergency? So first we're going to read the definition, which is found in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, which is: an emergency is an unforeseen combination of circumstances or the resulting state that calls for immediate action. So it is for unforeseen, which means that you couldn't prevent it before, like you couldn't see it coming. Okay, it is surprising because you didn't see it coming. And it is an urgent need for assistance or relief. It means that you need to act fast. You need to act quickly to act against this state, against this emergency. An emergency is a situation that poses an immediate risk to life, health, property, or environment. Most emergencies require urgent intervention to prevent a worsening of the situation. It is an unexpected and usually dangerous situation that calls for immediate action. Okay, as I said before, it means that you didn't see it coming, it was surprising, it is threatening to life, to health, it is threatening to property or environmental causes. So let's check out the next. Here we have examples of emergency situations. So here we have the situations which are dangerous to life. It means that they are a threat to your life, directly and immediate, and you have to act very fast. These dangers are medical incidents, natural disasters, disease outbreak, as the one we're living right now. Okay, as the one we're living right now. Dangers to health. The dangers to health are the ones that are a threat to your life, but they are directly threatening to your life, but they need to be acted soon, but they do not kill people immediately. It means that if they're not treated correctly, or if they're not treated soon, then the situation of this person can be worse. So, for example, we have health issues or medical lesions to be treated as soon as possible. The acronym ASAP, A as S, soon, A as P, possible, as soon as possible. It means very fast. We have dangers to environment, which are forest fires or marine oil spills, which the most common ones here in Mexico, where we live in, might be the forest fires. Well, we don't have forests as it is, but I mean fires in general. And dangers to the property, such as vehicular accidents or crimes such as burglary. Then we have the professionals that can help us in a situation which can be threatening to us, which can be an emergency. The next professionals can help us in emergency situations. We have medical personnel, which are nurses, doctors and physicians, paramedics, X-ray technicians, or lifeguards. Police and security, which are police officers, 911 operators, and security guards. And we have firefighters and ambientalists, such as firefighters, forest rangers, or zookeepers. As I said, here in Torreon we don't have zoos or big forests or natural reserves. So we're more likely to trust our issues according to fires with about fires to firefighters here. It says now, what to do in an emergency. According to guidelines, we need to stay calm. If we start to panic, we don't be able to make the right decisions because our judgment will be clouded. Okay, so we need to focus on what's going on. For example, if we see a fire in a neighbor's home, I know it will be panic us because we will be in danger. We'll be like, oh, we're going to something bad is going to happen, and we start to panic. But we don't need to do so. First of all, we need to clear our minds. We need to start thinking clear. And we will need to make the best decisions for us and the people that can be in danger. We're indicated to call 911 when the next situations present. When there's a fire, when someone is unconscious after an accident, drinking too much, or an overdose of pills or drugs. Someone has trouble breathing, like during an asthma attack or seizure. Someone that is choking when we see a crime happening, like a breaking or mugging, or when we see a serious car accident. Okay, so let's remember that these issues are the ones that we need to focus during an emergency when we need to call 911. What to do in an emergency? The 911 operator may ask you some control questions basically to know what kind of services you might need. Like if a house is on fire, well, of course you need firefighters. If you see an accident, you need police officers and you need medical personnel. You may feel panicky, but try to stay in control. As I said before, if we start to feel nervous and anxious, then things will go wrong because we're not focusing on the situation. We don't have our head straight. So we need to stay calm. Give the operator all the information you can about the emergency and how it happened. If someone is unconscious or has stopped breathing, the 911 operation may instruct you on ways to help, such as giving CPR if you're trained to do so. I'm going to tell you a very important thing. If you don't know how to do CPR, don't do it. Okay, only if you're trained and ready to do CPR, it's okay to do so. But if we're not trained, we shouldn't at all cost do CPR because it can be dangerous to the person in peril. Okay, so when we have any problems about this kind, the 911 operator, it is mostly in other places, but it should be that the 911 operator will tell us about what to do. For example, if the person is bleeding, the person may tell you what we should do to stop the bleeding or anything that we can do to help in the moment, which won't endanger the person which is in this situation. About the 911 services, you know that we need to stay calm and speak slowly and clearly so the 911 operator can understand you. But you also need to stay on the phone and not hang up until the operator says it's okay. Why? Because they need to trace the call. They need to make sure that everything's it's all right before the units of help begin to arrive. That way, you can be sure that the operator has all the information needed to get help to you fast. So this way, also the operator will know. What do we need? For example, if we need police units, then the police units will come, but we need to make sure that we don't hang up before the units arrive home. You should never call 911 for your pets, for information, or to do routine stuff like paying a traffic ticket. Rules about 911 are strict because a non-emergency call could delay sending emergency services where they are really needed. So, for example, little kids, They can be like, oh, we should call the doctors or the police because the dog is sick. Okay, but you should explain to your brothers or to your cousins or to little kids that you know that those things can't happen. Okay, why? Because it's important for us to know since we're young. Okay, because 911 services and emergency services are those which are very helpful for people that need it. If we're in a situation that doesn't need the emergency services to be reached to us, then we shouldn't call them because we are delaying the help to people who really need these services. When someone has been hurt, if we see that a person is hurt, don't try to move the person who is unconscious after having an accident. If we see an accident, we shouldn't move the person. He or she may have a neck or other spine injury. Call 911 or get help. If the person is not breathing and you know CPR, have someone else get help while you take care of the injured person. As I said before, only if you're trained to do CPR. Not if you don't know it, don't do it. This situation about the accident can be in a car crash or when a person falls from the stairs, or if the person is really seriously injured and unconscious. If the person is bleeding, put pressure on the wound with a cloth or piece of clothing to slow the blood flow. Don't try to clean the wound, though, as this could do more damage. Wait with the person until help arrives. Okay, as we know, we should pressure the wound if it's bleeding to slow down the bleeding a little bit. Obviously, if it's a very big bleeding, a very severe case of bleeding, we shouldn't touch the person because it can be dangerous for them. But if it's a bleeding that can be controlled, we could help them with this, with pressuring the wound. We shouldn't try to clean the wound because it could damage the injury. He could get an infection, or he or she could get an infection, and it could be more dangerous to them for them to recover from that infection. So don't clean the injuries. Don't rush to help someone if you have to put yourself in danger. For example, if the victim is in the middle of the road, make sure it's safe before you try to get to the person and help. Don't go into a rush. If you see a car crash but the victim is in the middle of the street, you shouldn't go and reach for them. Why? Because you could put yourself in danger as well. For example, if you see a person that has been in a car crash, or a person which is in a potential danger, let's say he or she is being mocked. Being mocked is when a person is like, oh, give me all your money, and they threaten you with a gun or anything that can be seriously dangerous for you. Don't go into them because it could be very, very harmful and prejudicial to you. So don't rush it. Remember, think first before you do anything else. An injured person who is conscious could still be at risk for an internal injury. In some emergencies, people seem fine at first but end up having problems later on. So it's a good idea to call 911 too. Remember, if a person that you see who was in a car crash or something, if they are conscious and they say, oh, I'm fine, there's nothing, it doesn't matter. But they may have internal injuries, so you must contact the 911 even if they seem fine, because sometimes they're not fine, they just haven't realized the problems because of the crash, of the heat of the moment. Make sure there's a list of emergency numbers. Keep one posted somewhere where it's easy to see, like the fridge, and near each telephone in the house. If there are landlines, program important numbers into your phone. We have it in our phones, like immediately we have them automatically programmed, but we should write them in with our handwriting as well, because if we for example, if you don't have your phone at the time, if you're home and your phone is discharged or it doesn't work or anything, but you have I don't know anyone else's resources to get to the emergency services, or you have your house line, your house phone line, you can also reach them as well. But that's why you need to have those numbers written before. And finally, we have this small here tutorial about how to act in a fire. In case of a fire emergency, stop the work. Okay, we need to stop everything we're doing. If we see fire, stop. Stop doing everything you're doing. Number 2, leave the premises immediately. It means you need to go, just go, run. Start running, forget about everything. Number 3, follow the safe exit routes sign. Okay, if you're in a place, a big place that, for example, if we're in school, if we're in a mall, we need to follow the safe route signs. If it says emergency exit, we need to go to the emergency exit as quick as we can. Number 4, do not panic or rush while evacuating the premises. Okay, it means that we shouldn't, if I told you, forget about everything, yes, but that doesn't mean that we need to go as fast as we can. No. I mean, yes, but not running. Like, don't run, don't push people, no, just go fast, go quickly, leave. But don't do anything that can put you in danger or put someone else in danger. Do not panic. Remember, don't panic. Those clouds in your mind, when you panic, they're not going to be useful when you're in these situations. So don't think in panic, in the fear you're feeling, and start clearing your mind on what you need to do. Number 5, do not use lifts in case of fire, as you may get trapped. So if, for example, you're in a mall or in a place which has lifts, you shouldn't use the lifts, because you can get trapped and the smoke can enter to the lifts, and then it can be very, very harmful to people, or it can be fatal. So don't go into lifts, go through the stairs. 6, use staircase only and try to evacuate in a queue on the left side of the staircase. Okay, remember, we need to go through the staircase and into the left side of the staircase. And 7, reach the sign safe assembly area for head count. We need to go to the safe spot of the place when we leave. Every place needs to have, like a mall or every public place needs to have a safe assembly area for people to get to this place and be safe in case of any disaster that can be happening. Well, that would be all for today, but I want you to understand that these topics are very important for us to know. Why? Because we need to stay safe. Now we're home, but at home some things can happen that can be dangerous to us. We need to be careful with fire sources. We need to be careful with our integrity, or family's integrity, for them to not be endangered in any way, as we know, in medical injuries or anything that can be dangerous for them. And we need to stay safe from fire sources as well. So please, students, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, be very careful. Please be very careful. And that will be all for this class. I hope you have an amazing and very beautiful weekend, and we will see you later.